What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket. I am Nick, your host. This is the home to the lamest taste. Please do me a huge favor and please follow, subscribe on Twitch at Vinyl Casket, on YouTube at the Vinyl Casket. Subscribe, comment, like the video. Tell me what you guys want me to do. Reactions, trailers, reviews, anything really. Comics, movies, TV. And then follow on Instagram at Volcasket and Volcasket Comics. Today we are going to be doing a manga review of the first 3 volumes of Zom 100, which is a pretty new series by Kotaro Takada. I think I said that right. That's the art, and the story is by Haro Aso. I always get nervous when I start to say this, but this is put out by Sig and Viz. I really love the presentation of these volumes. They're all pretty much a more oversized format. So here's a normal Shonen Jump Viz release. This is volume 1 of Food Wars. So you can tell by the size that these are a lot bigger. They're also like a solid half an inch wider, so you get a lot more artwork on each page, which is probably my favorite thing about these, to be honest with you, is this format. So there's a couple books that do this that I own, at least, but construction wise, these are pretty, they feel flimsy, but they're really well built and well established. Most of Viz's stuff is very well done. But I just feel like you get to see way more artwork. It's displayed way better. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall apart or the pages or anything is gonna bend or anything like that. It's really cool. So physically, I love the artwork of the cover selection. Volume 4, I think, just released, so I have to find that. I'm gonna try to find it in stores. I picked these up at Barnes and Noble. So basically, the story here is you have this main character who had Akira, who's been spending, I think he's 21. He's like in his early 20s. He spent the last 3 or 4 years working a business job at a production company in Tokyo, where he's just been a wage slave. You know, he comes in, goes to work, works way more overtime than he's supposed to, go home, sleep, eats, passes out, wakes up, does the same thing every day, almost no days off. And he's struggling, hates his life. He's in this zombie. Basically, he is a living zombie. That's how he feels. And then one day he wakes up to go to work and just sees on the news and outside that there's zombies everywhere, and realizes that he's contemplating quitting his job over and over and over again. And he realizes he doesn't have to go to work, and his whole perspective on life and attitude changes. Everything that he's wanted to do that he couldn't do because he had to make money is now gone. And now he's like, okay, I'm going to live my best life, which is not the attitude you think in the zombie apocalypse. And basically he runs into this girl that he worked with, he had a crush on. She's zombified. He meets this girl who becomes the main character eventually. While he's stocking up on beer because he wants to drink beer and play video games, and he ends up making what is the subtitle of this, Zom 100 bucket list of the dead. That is the subtitle. I should have probably said this is Zom 100 bucket list of the dead. Basically he makes a bucket list. I could probably show you. I think they displayed in the end of here. So this is a recurring thing in each volume, is that there's a list and it adds to it every couple of chapters or whatever, and they cross off things that he does. So basically, he has 100 things that he wants to do before he becomes a zombie. So this establishes a really cool zombie world. Um, the artwork of the zombies is my favorite that I've seen in any manga. Um, just the artwork in general is really cool. And gets a motorcycle. There's all the stuff that he couldn't do and wouldn't do. And he goes after trying to find his best friend. He wants to reconnect with his best friend. It's just really like just the artwork and the way they perceive like people and zombies is really interesting. So that's the first volume, which has 3.5 chapters. So they give you a half chapter. So it's a Cure of the Dead, Bucket List of the Dead, Best Friend of the Dead, and then Sakura Muchi of the Dead, which basically shows you the perspective of the first encounter of these two characters from her point of view instead of his point of view. That was really cool for volume 1. Volume 2, he becomes a superhero. He gets to wear this weird scuba gear, and he fights this shark zombie, which is really cool. Again, it shows you this in the beginning. The two best friends are back together. They're living in his apartment, and they're doing just the artwork here is just so incredible. It is one of my favorite series based on artwork. They go to get supplies from a store. They run into a bunch of people that are former flight attendants, and they wine and dine, and they have this really cool thing, and then they all turn into zombies, and they have to get out. Like, I'm telling you, like, if you're into zombie stuff, vampire zombie stuff, the artwork here is gonna impress you tremendously. It's emotional, it's funny, it's really, really interesting. It's heartwarming and also ridiculous. Basically because, like I said, fights a shark in scuba gear. They run into that girl again because he has a scuba gear that they can't bite through it, so he's able to fight all these zombies. And he saves this girl's life. And that's basically the second volume. And then the third volume, which I just recently finished, they get an RV. So, like I said, what was the chapter names in the first one? In the second volume? Chapter names were... Just the structure and layout of these books are really good. It's four chapters, 4 through 7. Flight Attendant of the Dead, Flight Attendant of the Dead, Part 2. Hero of the Dead, Parts 1 and 2. And then in this volume, we get the checklist with more stuff on it. All the friends eventually start adding to the checklist for everything they want to do together. And I love this relationship they're building between the three characters. So you have 4 chapters, 8 through 11, RV of the Dead, Truck Stop of the Dead, 1 through 3. So basically, they're trying to go get an RV. They get an RV. They're going to go to Akira's hometown to see if his parents are alive. And they run into this truck stop that's blocked off. And it's his old boss. That basically, his friend gets hurt because of the road strips. And they force him to work for him again until the stuff's fixed. The RV's fixed, the tires. So it's just this weird, like, you see him revert to his old self and then have to fight with his old self, that he is this new person that does not care, and the struggle and then the character development between all 3 characters is really cool, and I love it. I just love the relationship between him, his best friend, and this girl, Sakura, I think that's her name. It's just really good. It's just really good. This is a really good manga. It's definitely gonna get an anime version soon. Adaptation soon. It's just really cool. Like, and just the way they like look how cool this is. I can't wait to see that become a show and have the transitions. Yeah, this is a really cool series. It's 3 volumes. Volume 4 actually did just come out, so hopefully I get that soon and I can review that in tangent with these. I love this. I give all 3 of these volumes a solid 9.5 out of 10. They are basically perfect. I love the structure of the books. I love the concept of everything, and I can't wait for Viz to make this an anime. With that being said, I'm Nick. This is the Vinyl Casket, home to the lamest taste. Please do me a huge favor. If you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube, please follow, subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you want me to review next, or let me know what you want me to react to. Follow me on Instagram at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics. And remember, guys, please do me the hugest favor, and remember to stay lame.